Hello and welcome to another daily SQL challenge video. And in this video, I'm going to be trying to solve the fourth challenge in the SQL 50 study plan on leetcode. So the title of this challenge is Article Views 1. And just to jump right in, for this challenge, we are going to be working with just one table, which is this views table right here. And the question says we should write a solution to find all the authors in the view table that viewed at least one of their own article. So obviously, the first step in solving and writing an SQL query is figuring out what your from clause is going to look like. So knowing the fact that I'm only going to be working with this views table, I already know that there will be no joins involved in this query unless I'm going to need to join this table to itself, which doesn't apply in this situation. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the from clause. So it's going to be from views. And to understand the challenge more, so we are told that there is no primary key column for this table, and because of that we might have duplicate rows in the table. So I am actually a little bit curious as to why a table like this would be allowed to have duplicate rows, because this table looks like a fact table to me that records events of article views, right? And looking at the columns, even if someone viewed the same article twice or three times, at least this timestamp for each view should be different, which should make those records not a duplicate of each other. So, and the reason why I'm curious about this is that I understand that for tables that don't have primary key columns, there should be a way to at least manufacture some kind of surrogate key to be able to identify unique records. But in this case, I just don't know how. And what I was thinking was that since the timestamp for each view are going to be different, this view date column is supposed to be like a timestamp data type, but instead it's a date data type. So what this means is that if someone views the same article twice in the same day, or even 100 times in the same day, all those records are going to carry the same dates in the view dates column. Instead of having different timestamp, they are all going to carry the same dates. This is going to lead to duplicate records for all the times that person viewed that article for that day. So if you actually know why this could make sense in like a real world scenario, please leave a comment to let me know, and I would really appreciate it. Now going back to the question, right? So we are also told that an author could actually view their own article, and for those cases the author ID is going to be equal to the view ID. Now going back to read the question again, so it says you should write a solution that find all the authors that viewed their own article. So finding all the authors that viewed their own article, so in my mind I'm just going to bring forward rows where the author ID is equal to the viewer ID, and that's going to translate to a where clause. So I'm just going to go ahead and write a where clause where author ID is equal to viewer ID. Viewer author ID is equal to viewer ID. And reading the question once again, it says that you find the authors that viewed at least one of their own articles. So this lets me know that the subject of my final table is going to be the author ID column, right? So we are asked to find authors, and basically the rest of the question just describes the kind of author that we are going to find. So my select clause is just going to contain only the author ID. So author ID. And it also says that authors that viewed at least one of their own articles. So this is kind of tricky because you would think that you should perform some kind of counting and group by the author ID, but that's not the case here. So if the question has said that authors that viewed at least two of their own articles, then we might do some extra manipulation. But since it says authors that viewed at least one of their own articles, this means that the author needs to appear just once in this filter for where author ID is equal to viewer ID. The author needs to appear just once for them to be part of our final solution. So we don't need to work on the query anymore, so just need to select distinct record of those authors, because having duplicate records for each author doesn't add any new information to the final result. So we're going to use the distinct keyword, distinct author. And the next part of our query says that we should return the results table sorted by ID in ascending order. So this means that the author ID is going to be like earliest as ID, because the expected output says it should be ID, and we are going to order the final table by that ID column in ascending order. So obviously the order by clause orders a table in ascending order by default. So we are going to say order by ID, and that will be it for this challenge. So I'm just going to submit and see what comes back. Yeah, so that works, and that's it for this challenge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.